Welcome to Sunday Worship Service, where you learn more with me in one day than you will in 35 years of going to your religious organizations. Why? Because they're all a part of the beast system, and they don't teach you what you should know, because they're prohibited from teaching what they should know, because they're all a part of the system that keeps you asleep. So let's talk about the foundation of religion. Basically, the Vatican is the one that controls all three of the Abrahamic religions. The one that starts with the J financed the slave trades of the Islamic religion and also the Christianity religion. And they forbade people from being a part of it and joining it because they wanted to be kept separate from the rest of the Gentiles, as they call them, which they're really the true Gentiles. And we're getting to that later. The doctrine of discovery allowed the Vatican Church to dispatch colonizers throughout the entire earth where the dark-skinned indigenous people like me lived to colonize their lands. I don't say Africans because that's a lie, that all of us are Africans. We all had our own distinct languages, cultures, and identities. So the indigenous people of the earth, I preferred that. And for the simple fact that we were not Christians, they actually allowed them to discover our lands, but we were already on those lands. And as you can see here, they seized a lot of our land and they completely took over our governments. In America, they actually came to our homes, pushed us out of our homes and forbade us to return, stealing our land and our homes. They flooded our towns, destroyed our towns. So they came to our lands, they gave us the gods that looked like them. And these are the two gods from the two religions that were forced upon our people. This one enslaved the indigenous people of the earth in the transatlantic slave trade, and this one enslaved people in the sub-Saharan slave trade. Many of the people in this religion will deny that that's true, but it's called the sub-Saharan slave trade, and it was headed by Muslims. Point blank, period. I'm not going to get into any debates about that we were already Christians and Muslims. Really, we weren't, because it was the Hebrews who were subjugated by the two religions, and Hebrews were not Christians and Muslims. Point blank, period. You know, I'm all about them receipts. So I'm about to show you who financed the slave trades. In the book of Ezekiel, it names Greece, Tubal, and Meshach. They did business and they traded human beings. Genesis 10 shows you the table of nations. It basically shows you who everyone on this earth is. And these people are the sons of Japheth. Noah was a real person because the descendants of Noah's three sons are actually alive today. And Japheth was the youngest, and he gave birth to Javan, Tubal, and Meshach, which are the people we just saw in the other scripture. Right? You with me? So now the sons of Gomer are Ashkenaz. Okay? So it was a family business, the whole shipping business. It also talks about Tarshish, the scriptures that talks about Tarshish having ships on the seas and everything. So we know who those people are. Take a look at this map. You see Russia over here. You see Greece. You see you see Turkey, and you see all these names that were in those scriptures, right? So we know that these people came from up north where Russia is at. Okay, here's Bulgaria. So you have an idea. This is where they're from. Do you see the names? Ashkenaz. And what's next to it? And they're emerged in the Holy Roman Empire. And in the beginning of this video, I made it very clear to you that it was the Vatican in Rome, the Catholic Church, Catholicism. They all had a hand in enslaving the indigenous people of the earth. And here's the proof right here. They forced us to worship them. And next thing you know, we were subjugated. They stole our lands from us. They stole our homes from us. They subjugated us. They cut off our limbs. They forbade us for worshiping the way we worshiped before they came to our continents, lands, and islands. They told us everything that looks like us or everything about us was bad because of the color of our skin, and everything about them was good and glorious. And so even still today, if you look up the words black in the dictionary, you look up the word white in the dictionary, you'll see that everything good and great is attributed with white, and everything bad is attributed with black. And so this is why they label us this way. They tortured us in the name of religion. They cut off our males' genitals. They made them eunuchs, we'll say that. They would hang our women upside down that were pregnant. They would cut the babies out of their stomach, and they would stomp the baby to death. Do you believe that this type of wickedness still happens today? Even up until 1918 anyway. Typical mob. And this is what the mob has done to the woman. They hanged her from her feet, from a tree, facing down. So her head was down to the ground. They threw gasoline on her. They burned her. She was still alive. And they took a butcher knife. They cut her abdomen open. They took the baby out and they stomped it to death. Yes. And since the mother was still alive, they riddled her with bullets and she finally succumbed. This is what religious people do. Holy? Righteous? As you know, King Leopold went over to the Congo and he was just chopping off people's hands, their arms, in the name of their Christianity religion. They fed our children to alligators. They would unalive us for our skin, and they would make shoes and belts and all sorts of other things with our skin. Imagine that. They raped our women, even the women who were promised to a man or married. Slaves weren't technically able to get married, but they would jump the broom, which is how that tradition came about. And when they would take that man's wife, he would tell the man, your wife better act like she likes it. If not, I'm going to come back and unalive you. I'm going to beat you, whatever the punishment was that he wanted to. Like, the audacity. Now, these are religious people that we're talking about. They even raped young girls. They breeded young girls as young as 8, 9 years old with grown men. Can you imagine that? And they broke our men in front of everyone, for everyone to see. And he was ultimately humiliated. His manhood was stripped from him right there. And if you've read the Willie Lynch letter, you'll see that they pitted us against one another according to our differences, our height, our weight, our skin complexion, whether we're attractive or unattractive to them, of course. And they intentionally inserted their seed inside of our women to create even different skin complexions, skin tones, so that they can use that as a way to pit us against one another so that we will hate one another. They pitted the light skin against the dark skin, and the dark skin against the light skin, and the tall against the short against the tall, the fat against the thin. You get where I'm going with this? Not only that, they stripped us of our culture, our identity, our languages. And right in America, we have waken up to our true identity. And now still, people are fighting us. We don't know who we are. And we're denying who we are. Oh, you are just like us. But unfortunately, these people fail to educate themselves. And not only that, we have educated the entire world, and they refuse to look at the proof that we've presented. Archaeological proof, DNA evidence proof, all documents, government documents, and everything showing and proving that our identity was stolen from us. But that's on them. Let them say what they want to say about us. They're the ones that are lost, not us, because we know who we are. But the point is, all of this was done in the name of religion. So my question to you is, how holy do you think religion is? To have been able to have done all these things to other human beings. This is one of the reasons why I have problems with a lot of people who call themselves religious. And I mean no disrespect whatsoever, because most of the people in life that have persecuted me, call themselves religious in the various religions that are out, they have been the most hypocritical, hateful, mean, disrespectful, lying, thieving, stealing, adulterating, fornicating, hypocrite people. And all of them call themselves Christians, or Muslims, Jehovah's Witnesses and Baptists and Catholics and all. Like, really? Okay, so that's just a reminder for me to stay away from you. If this is how you treat people, and this is how you affiliate yourself with these religions, I want nothing to do with you. I do not align with wickedness and wicked people. Me personally, I can't justify doing the things to other people that have been done to me by religious people. But I'm not surprised. Why? Because look at the foundation that we just discussed of religion. It's wicked. So I expect the people in religion to be wicked as well. So I'm not surprised that I was treated this way by religious people, because the foundation of religion is wicked. And the people in that religion are only as good as the foundation of their religion. I hope you learned something here. Have a wonderful Sunday, or whatever day you're watching this. And thank you so much for attending Sunday worship service. Hey fam, if you enjoy my content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share on both of my platforms on TikTok and also on YouTube. Brutally Honest History Lover. See you there.